Hello everybody. RPG A Day 2018, Tracy Sizemore here. It is day 27. This is going to be fairly short. The question for the day is share a great stream / actual play. And, man, I don't know. I'm not too big into actual plays. I've listened to a few. I've listened to some of the Happy Jacks RPG actual play episodes, which is fun, and I've listened to a couple of one-offs that are not like regularly established that were pretty good because I wanted to learn about a particular system or whatever, see how it played, right? But the one I will mention is the Monte Cook Games Twitch channel, and the reason I mention Monte Cook Games and their Twitch channel and their actual plays, their high production value, as most anything Monte Cook Games is high production value, but the main reason is that I just want to support them because I think that they're a group of fantastic people, like amazing, inclusive, fantastic people. I want to support Monte Cook Games because they go out of their way to do inclusivity without turning it into a crusade, you know. And as a transgender person, it's easy to this is important to me because it's super easy to make the mistake of of trying to be inclusive and doing it in a way that alienates the people you're trying to include. It's hard. That's a hard, tricky line to walk. And what I mean by that is the more forceful you are about being inclusive, the more chance that you'll by your approach, you will turn off or scare away the very people that you want to be inclusive of. This is a phenomenon that happens, and it's happened to me, and the difference between people who, and I'm not knocking them. There are people who out there who are very passionate about this and want to do their best and want to be warriors, right, for people like me. I appreciate that. I totally do. But my approach is to, and my preferred approach as me is to represent as me, to say, hey, my attempt to be inclusive is to do the best I can representing myself in the most 100% accurate and genuine way possible. And then in doing so, like either in the GM's chair or as a game writer, I'm going to try to express my sensibilities and my personality and my viewpoint on the world as genuinely as possible. And let the people who read it, or the people who experience that, the people who see me GM, let them draw their own conclusions from my expression. I think that's one of the most powerful ways to be inclusive. Because I know that I can inspire people like me by just being me. So, I'm not knocking people who are passionate about it and want to fight for those rights and fight for those accommodations or whatever, that you know, to fight for the basic idea that gender is fluid and you are able to, I mean, if you're born female, you're born female. Doesn't matter what you look like, right? I mean, I believe that, obviously. But that's not really what this is about. What it's about, and it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you're going to have your own conclusions, and I respect that. You know, that I am not on the fight. I am only trying to be myself. And if that alienates somebody, that's okay. That's their choice. But in being myself, I can not only attract the people that want to be around me, but I can inspire people who want to be more like themselves too. And I can do it in a way that is not combative and not hurting people and not scaring people and not like showing people like me that they have to fight in order to exist. I just want to show them that you can just be to exist. I don't know. My point is, I believe, and my experience is, from getting to know at least one of the people there, Darcy Ross, he's at Monte Cook Games. I'm back on Monte Cook Games now. I'm trying to bring this full circle. In getting to know my friend Darcy Ross, and getting to know how she talks about the people she works for. I haven't had the privilege of meeting Monte Cook. I have not had the privilege of meeting Shauna Germain, both of whom I would love to have that opportunity. Or the other people who work at Monte Cook Games. But they definitely have that kind of philosophy as well. They believe in being inclusive. They believe in not hiding the fact that they're being inclusive. But they also seem to believe in not making not turning it into a combative fight. They're just saying, hey, this is what we think. This is how we're going to approach the way we write games and the way we express ourselves through gaming. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Move on. But this is us. This is who we are. This is how we're going to do it. And to have that quiet confidence, that quiet understanding of what you're doing. Not only that, but to have people who are representative of the various different people that you want to be inclusive of, and to have their voices within the company is, I believe, one of the most powerful ways to be inclusive in gaming. And I think that they're fantastic people. I think that their entire philosophy and their entire approach to game design and embracing diversity through game design is something that I really admire. And they do it in such a persistent, quietly confident way that it speaks to me. And it speaks to a lot of other people too. So, they have a Twitch channel. They have actual plays. And you'll be able to see them play their games and interact with each other and talk about gaming and do all these things that they just are who they are. And to me, I find it super inspiring, and I find it a privilege to know Darcy and the prospect of actually meeting some of the others and maybe doing something with them. I don't know. It may not happen, it may. I don't know. But it's something that I want to be a part of in some way. So, anyway, this turned into a way more serious video than I thought it would or intended it to be. And if it upsets you, I don't really care. But that's what I think. I think that's the great actual play slash, what did they say? What do they call it? Stream actual play. That's the one I would recommend. Although there's a bunch of them. Oh, a bunch. Like She's a Super Geek. That's awesome too. She's a Super Geek is a actual play run by, at least in part by Senda. Senda. Can't remember her last name right now. But anyway, She's a Super Geek. That's another good one. But anyway, I'll stop now. And sorry this got so serious, but I don't know. I don't talk about that stuff much, especially in public. Very rarely. So you're lucky you. But that's all I have to say about that. Okay? Talk to you tomorrow.